ಪ್ರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ದಾಶೆ ನಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 10,000 ಕೊಟ್ಟೋಣ 2 ಗಂಟೆ ನನ್ನ ಗಾಡಿಲಿರೋ
ಇದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ECG ಇದೆಯಾ Yes, you go live on Tata. Welcome to the MECO FMSCI National Karting Championship 2021 Rotax Max Class Round 2. And this is the start order. We have Kyle Kumaran on pole, followed by K. Suryavardhan, Ame Bafna, Mihir Suman, Rishon, Raj Bakru, Divya Nandan, Akshit Kumaran, Nirmal Umashankar, Parth Gorpare, Vidyali Reddy, Tarun M, Ishan K. Badre, Agnishwar Varma. Kyle Kumaran driving for Peregrine Racing. Suryavardhan also driving for Peregrine Racing. Ameya Bafna driving for Rayo Racing. Starting in P4, Mihir Suman driving for Birel Art India, followed by Rishon driving for Birel Art India as well. Raj Bakru driving for Rayo Racing. Divya Nandan driving for NK Racing Academy, followed by Akshit Kumaran, Nirmal Umashankar both driving for M Sport, Parth Gorpare driving for NK Racing Academy, Vidyali Reddy driving for Kart Crew, Tarun M driving for Peregrine Racing, Ishan K. Badre driving for Rayo Racing, and Agnishwar rounding up the grid driving for the M Sport, currently on the formation lap as There's rain and drizzle in the air, the clouds covering the track. It's been a wet, damp weekend throughout. Kyle Kumaran leading the formation lap, about to start off the Senior Max Finals for the MECO FMSCI National Karting Championship 2021, Round 2. This is the final race for the Senior Max, the fastest kart drivers in the country. We have multiple formation laps for the drivers to get used to the very slippery and treacherous icy grip conditions out here at MECO Kartopia, Bangalore. Less than 20 degrees of ambient temperature, spray drizzle in the air. The final race of the day. The final race of round 2. And now, Kyle Kumaran twitching the car, warming up his tires, completely backing off to bunch up the grid, followed by Suryavardhan and Ame Bafna, Mihir Suman in P4. These are the top 2 rows. Everybody bunching up to take start. Kyle Kumaran once again warming up his tires. Alongside him is Suryavardhan, followed by Ame Bafna and Mihir Suman. As the pack makes their way towards the start-finish straight for a flying lap, we'll be seeing them in action. And it's a green flag as all the drivers pedal to the metal, full throttle in these icy wet conditions. Kyle Kumaran leading the pack from Suryavardhan and Ame Bafna. There's a tight fight for P4. Kyle Kumaran taking it slow and steady in these icy, slippery, wet conditions. And we have 2 karts that have spun out. Kyle Kumaran leading the first lap. And behind him is competition number 60, Ame Bafna managing to overtake Suryavardhan. Currently in P3 we have Suryavardhan, a wet and greasy circuit at MECO Kartopia, Bangalore, as the clouds come rolling in, bringing in fog and more rain. All the drivers having to experiment with their racing lines, trying to find where the grip is at its highest in this wet and slippery track. The go-karts twitching, struggling to find grip on slick tires on this very, very damp track. Kyle Kumaran sliding his way around the final hairpins in the final sector of the track, making his way towards the start-finish straight, using a bit of curb there. In second place, Amey Bapna from Rayo Racing. In third place, Suryavardhan, followed by Mihir Suman in P4. Competition number 55 in fourth place currently, followed by Mihir Suman in fifth place and Rishon currently in P6. And here comes the leader, Kyle Kumaran, followed by Ameya Bafna, Suryavardhan behind him, and Divi Nandan making his way up to P4, followed by Mihir Suman and Rishon, followed by cart number 63, Nirmal Uma Shankar. These are your top drivers, trying to drive as clean as possible without doing any mistakes, trying not to lose time by sliding in the wet and slippery conditions. Kyle Kumaran slightly pulling away from P2, Ameya Bafna. P3, Suryavardhan trying hard to match and catch Ameya Bafna in front of him for P2. Also a close fight brewing for P4. Competition number 55, Divi Nandan, followed closely by Mihir Suman, fighting it out for P4 as the clouds seem to be rolling in at a massive pace. The wind is picking up as well. A very tight fight for P2 between Ameya Bafna and Suryavardhan, in running currently in P2 and 3. This is the fight for second place we're watching. Also, there's a fight going on for P4 between Mihir Suman and Divi Nandan. Divi Nandan ahead of Mihir Suman currently, as once again Kyle Kumaran comfortably now in the lead. But the fight is on for P2 between competition number 60 and 59, Ameya Bafna and Suryavardhan, hot on their heels. The fight for P4 between Divi Nandan and Mihir Suman, and somebody has spun out and now regained onto track. Very, very closely fought battle for P2 between Suryavardhan and Ameya Bafna. Currently ahead of Suryavardhan is Ameya Bafna, and catching them up is competition number 51, Mihir Suman in P4, ahead of Divi Nandan now. Divi Nandan closely being followed by Rishon now. And competition number 51 overtaking competition number 60 Mihir Suman getting ahead of Amey Bafna into P3. While all this action unfolds, the race leader Kyle Kumaran driving for Peregrine Racing comfortably in the lead. And P2 we have Suryavardhan ahead of Amey Bafna, who has managed to overtake Mihir Suman. And we have a kart which has spun on track. And here they come, the battle for P2. Competition number 59, Suryavardhan, followed hard by Amey Bafna, and competition number 55, Divi Nandan, pushing them hard as well, hot on their heels. It's turning out to be quite an action-packed race for the battle for second and third on track. Still have a yellow flag at P4 hairpin as the driver gets out of the kart. And once again, close fight between 59 and 60. 60 getting ahead. Amey Bafna getting ahead of Suryavardhan to claim back P2. And he spun out. In P2 we have competition number 60, Amey Bafna, closely followed by competition number 55, Divi Nandan. Competition number 71 getting into the mix as well. Rishon pushing Divi Nandan and Amey Bafna hard for P2. Suryavardhan missing out on the second spot as he spins out. And here they come once again, Amey Bafna in P2. Being pushed hard by Divi Nandan. And right behind them, hot on their heels, is Rishon. Car number 55 piling up the pressure on car number 60, Amey Bafna, taking the inner line, trying his best. Amey in the outside line as three karts battle it out for P2 and P3. The temperatures are dropping below 19 degrees Celsius. The track is getting windier. And here they come once again, Amey Bafna and Divi Nandan battling it out for P2, 3 and 4. And Rishon getting ahead of Divi Nandan, trying to catch Amey Bafna for P2. Divi Nandan now trying hard to regain P3 from Rishon. We have 9 more laps to go in this exciting, wet and slippery race. The finals of the Senior Max MECO FMSCI National Karting Championship 2022-21, round 2. As we see Kyle Kumaran comfortably in the lead now, driving a clean and steady race as the action behind him unfolds for P2, 3 and 4. Here comes Amay Bafna, closely followed by Rishon, who's in turn closely followed by Divi Nandan, who's trying to push them both hard. This is a fight for the podium. The first, second and third positions. The final race of the Senior Max, Rotax Max National Karting Championship. The drivers have seemed to have settled down in a good rhythm. They've found their lines. It's still very slippery out there. A very damp track with Rishon has made his way up to P3 now. Closely following Amay Bafna and closely followed by Mihir Suman as Kyle Kumaran comfortably now driving his own race ahead in front. P1 from start to finish, he's led the race. Amay Bafna battling it out still with Rishon and Mihir. Five more laps to go in this exciting final race of the Senior Max class. The fastest go-kart drivers in the country driving the final race of round 2 Indian National Karting Championship. Live coverage brought to you by AutoTrack. Here they come once again. Amay Bafna in P2, followed closely by Rishon and Mihir Suman. These three drivers have been fighting it out from the start of the race. All of them closely packed, making their way onto the start-finish straight. Here comes Kyle Kumaran closing in on the back markers as the back marker lets him through. Kyle Kumaran overlapping car number 53, Tarun M. The track seems to have dried out a bit with the wind picking up as Amey Bafna once again very closely followed by Rishon and Divi Nandan. Divi Nandan spins out on track along with Rishon. This was the pack fighting for P2, P3 and P4, giving Amey Bafna a comfortable lead over them now. Now he is comfortably in P2. The battle is still on for P3. As Mihir Fruman ahead of Divi Nandan on track. Divi Nandan leads Rishon as well. Blue flags for the leaders of the race as they make their way around the back markers. Kyle Kumaran driving for Peregrine Racing comfortably in the lead. Blue flags being waved for the back markers. Here comes the leader, followed by Amey Bafna and Mihir Fruman, currently running in P3. Kyle leading, Amey leads and finishes the line, crossing the line in P1, P2 and P3. Kyle, Amey and Mihir are the top three finishers in the final race for the Senior Max, Rotax Max, MECO FMSCI National Karting Championship 2021 Round 2. And that concludes today's live coverage as well. This is Habib Mohammed here signing off. And we'll catch you live on Sunday. Thank you. prize distribution ceremony will be live shortly, so please stay tuned.